How far did you go in school?
I got a bachelor's in science, criminal justice, law enforcement, administration degree.
Wow. I believe this is your third conviction for a robbery. I don't understand. I mean, you have the mental capabilities to go out and earn a living rather than stealing from other people, but committing 3 robberies, I mean, that's just shocking. Case number 25CR43275, the State of Ohio versus Melissa Moore. You are Melissa Moore?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Moore is before the court with her counsel, Mr. State and Ms. Nicholson, on behalf of the State of Ohio. Ms. Nicholson.
Your Honor, it's my understanding the defendant will be entering a guilty plea to count 1, the robbery, a felony of the 3rd degree. The state will dismiss count 2. There is no agreement on sentencing.
All right, Mr. Staten, is that accurate?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Moore, they're telling me that you're going to change your plea to guilty to 1 count from the indictment. Before I get to your change of plea, I am required to go over some things with you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
38.
How far did you go in school?
I got a bachelor's in science, criminal justice, law enforcement, administration degree.
Wow. Wow. All right, so, but you can read and write okay, right?
Yes.
And you're a citizen of the United States.
Yes.
Now, has anyone promised you how the court would sentence you other than I represented to your attorney, Mr. Staten, that it was my intention upon a plea of guilty that I was going to sentence you to 24 months in prison, that to be served consecutive to your current sentence? Has anybody made any other representations to you?
No, sir.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty against your will?
No, sir.
Are you satisfied with the representation you've received from Mr. Staten?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you take medication that interferes with your ability to understand what's going on today?
No, sir.
I have in front of me a document. It's called a change of plea. On the second page, on the line marked defendant, there is a signature. Did you sign this?
Yes, Your
Did
Honor.
you read this and go over it with your attorney before you signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you believe you understand what it says?
Yes, Your Honor.
This document says you're entering a plea of guilty to 1 count of robbery as a felony of the 3rd degree. That carries a maximum penalty of 36 months in prison and a maximum fine of $10,000. Do you understand the maximum penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're also subject to a mandatory period of post-release control, which means upon your release from prison on this charge, the adult parole authority will supervise you for up to 3 years, but not less than 1 year. If you violate those rules of supervision, the adult parole authority can return you to prison for up to 1/2 of this court's original sentence. If your violation is that you commit another felony, you can be returned to prison for 1 year, or the period that you have left on PRC, whichever is longer. That time would run consecutive to any additional prison time that you get sentenced to. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you are presumed innocent of this charge. You cannot be sentenced or punished unless you plead guilty or you're found guilty following a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to trial by jury. If you want, we will impanel a jury of 12 people and require the prosecutor to present sufficient evidence to convince each of the jurors of your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, or the jury is required to find you not guilty. Their verdict must be unanimous. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
At that trial, you have a right to see and hear all the evidence that the prosecutor has against you. With the help of Mr. Staten, you have the right to confront and cross-examine each of their witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to call witnesses on your behalf and in your defense. If any of those witnesses are reluctant to come, the court can force them to come by way of subpoena. That's your right of compulsory process. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to remain silent at your trial. You cannot be forced to testify against yourself. The prosecutor is not permitted to call you as a witness. You can choose not to testify in your own defense. If you don't testify, that will not be used against you, and I will instruct the jury that they are not permitted to infer your guilt nor anything from your silence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the burden of proof is on the prosecutor. At your trial, you're not required to call any witnesses nor present any defense, and if you do not, that will not be held against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The standard of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. That standard applies to each of the essential elements of each charge from the indictment. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you could also waive your right to a jury trial, but maintain all the other rights we've discussed. You could try your case to the court. I, too, would have to be convinced of your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, or would be required to find you not guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe you understand each of these rights that I've described?
Yes.
Do you understand that when you enter plea of guilty, you'll be waiving all these rights? We will not have a trial.
Yes.
This is how you wish to proceed.
Guilty.
No, you want to proceed with a plea and not a trial?
Yes,
All right.
yes, with the plea not
All right,
trial.
she's going to read a statement of facts. I need you to listen to that, Ms. Nicholson.
Your Honor, if this would have proceeded to trial, the state would have proven that on or about December 10th of 2024, in the city of Lebanon, Warren County, Ohio, the defendant entered People's Bank on Columbus Avenue. She then exited the bank, went back in about 5 minutes later, approached a teller stating, "This is a robbery, give me the money." The teller questioned that. The defendant replied that yes, it was a robbery. The teller gave her $1,089. At the time, the defendant had on black gloves, a mask covering her face, a hoodie, and thick black framed glasses. She then exited the bank with the cash.
Mr. Staten, anything on those facts?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Moore, did you hear the statement that she read?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you admit and acknowledge that what she said is true?
Yes, Your Honor.
And again, you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea of guilty, the rights we went over?
Yes, Your
What is your plea?
Honor. Guilty.
The court will make a finding then that you've made a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary waiver of your constitutional rights that we've discussed. The court will accept your plea of guilty, and based upon the statement of facts in your plea, the court will make a finding of guilty. Anything before I sentence her?
We would ask for restitution in the amount of $1,089 to People's Bank. Aside from that, as we discussed in chambers, this is now her third robbery conviction, and she is currently serving a prison sentence for a robbery.
Well, you have a jail time credit?
She has 0 days here.
Anything, Mr.
No further,
Staten?
Your Honor.
Ms. Moore, is there anything that you'd like to say?
I would like to say I apologize for my actions. I know it was not right. I wasn't in the right state of mind, and I apologize.
Well, I tell you, after you told me about your education, I'm actually a little bit shocked to see you standing before me. I believe this is your third conviction for a robbery. I don't understand. I mean, you have the mental capabilities to go out and earn a living rather than stealing from other people, but committing 3 robberies, I mean, that's just shocking. All right, the court has considered the statements made here today, the purposes and the principles of sentencing, the relevant seriousness and recidivism factors. I know that there was no weapon used here, and that, according to Mr. Staten, that perhaps you don't feel that you instilled some fear in the teller, but that's still a pretty traumatic experience as a teller to be robbed. So I'm going to do what I told Mr. Staten I'm going to do. I am going to order you to serve 24 months in prison, that to be served consecutive to your current sentence. A consecutive sentence is necessary to punish you. It is not disproportionate to the conduct or the danger that you pose to the society, and that this offense was committed while you were awaiting trial or under indictment on another case of similar import. So you have 0 days jail time credit on this case. I'm going to order restitution in the sum of $1,089 to People's Bank. Other than that restitution, the court will find that you are indigent for the purpose of other fines, costs, or financial sanctions. You're also subject to the mandatory post-release control of 1 to 3 years. Do you want me to go over that with you again?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there may be opportunities for you to receive up to 1 day per month credit for certain participation in certain programs sponsored by the Department of Corrections. And finally, you do have a right to appeal the court's decision of your sentence to the 12th District Court of Appeals. If you want to appeal, you must file your notice of appeal within 30 days of today's date. If you can't afford to pay for the transcript or anything necessary for your appeal, that can all be provided to you at no cost. If you cannot afford an attorney, I will appoint one for you at no cost. Ms. Nicholson, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Staten,
Not from us, Your Honor. Thank you.
best of
Thank
luck
you.
to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.